Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. And so far, I know you've been looking at some interesting things, especially after week one.
Hmm.
And I know you probably was unbelievably excited to see the two upsets last week with us and Jones and East Mississippi and Hines. And, it seemed like you was curious and you felt like you wanted to come here tonight.
Well, what was interesting is really the competitive level of our teams, the ability of our coaches and our student athletes. And the real reason for me coming out is to understand really the environment, the experience that we are creating for our students, our student athletes, and to really get a true sense of behind the scenes, live stream, how are we doing with our live stream, how are we doing with pep rallies and things of that nature. So really
Right.
looking at the overall perspective of not just what happens on the field, but what happens behind the scenes.
Absolutely. How you been feeling so far? Have you been impressed of all the coverage, not just with us, but a lot of the fellow MACJC schools, how they put the coverage out there for their schools?
Yeah, been extremely impressed. Been extremely impressed with the production of the live streams. Been really impressed with the interaction of our students and just the quality of what we're putting out. And that goes such a long ways because, as you know, when our fans see us live, our games live stream, that's our brand, that's our presence, and we want to make sure that we give a good impression along with a quality product.
Right, right. I know there's some good action all over tonight and everything. And I know you might have had that look on your face that we kind of got on the official, but it's all in fun. But I know you might have to, but at the same time, still, but at the same time, it's just action that we try to do and call on the field, right?
No, but look, I understand it's the passion that you guys have as announcers and as fans, so it goes with the territory.
Right,
If you didn't have the passion, you probably shouldn't be on air.
Right.
So I can appreciate, the work that you guys do, even if it comes with criticism. Look, I'm going to get criticized. I may criticize our officials to our signer, but that's all part of the game. So no offense taken.
Okay, well, your thoughts so far being here, Mississippi Gulf Coast, and I think this might be your first time here and stuff like that. What are your thoughts on the facilities right here? It looked like it's been amazing. I know you've been on our campus, but what you think about this campus here?
Right. Well, when I first started in this position, I made it a point to visit all the schools. So within about 30 days, I made a stop on every campus. That gave me an opportunity to talk to coaches, talk to ADs, talk to SIDs, talk
Yes.
to presidents, to really get a good feel for what we're doing as a conference. So when I look at this facility, I mean, it's absolutely incredible to have a community college that has not just a nice playing field,
Right.
but when you look at the entire campus, I mean, it really speaks very highly of what's been done here at Gulf Coast, and it speaks very highly of their president and the job that she's been doing, to raise funds, to enhance the facilities, and to make it first class. And I got to tell you, this facility, it rivals a lot of mid D1s and things of that nature. So it is an exceptional facility.
Yes, absolutely. And the experience that you had in the past, you worked in the GCAC Conference. You also worked with the New Orleans Hornets and Pelicans, and also an athletic director at Dillard University. All the experience, did that really come into play and to prepare you to become a commissioner now for the MACJC?
Well, I tell you, all of those things that I experienced in the past with my prior work experience definitely have laid a great foundation for me to take on this role. I mean, I even go back to to my days working at the NBA, where when I first started working at the NBA many years ago, we had tape delayed basketball games, playoff games. Okay, so so strategically we had to come up with ways to get our games on live prime time for the most part.
Right.
That was a great experience. When I was with the New Orleans Hornets, look, we went through one season where we only won 19 games. So we knew we weren't selling tickets to get people to watch the game, but we did things in the arena to improve the experience. So all of those things, really added to, my knowledge base. And then when we start looking at live streaming, why that's important to our fans, why that's important to our schools. So I've been very fortunate to have tremendous experience, tremendous mentors, and people who really gave me opportunities. So now I get to use all that experience, that knowledge, and bring it to the MACJC. So I'm looking forward to whatever the challenges may be. I think it's a great opportunity, and I think there's lots of work that we can do.
Your thoughts so far, the first half of the ball game. Pretty good first half for Mississippi Gulf Coast. Very good start, but Coahoma is gonna try to get themselves back in it. But what you've been seeing so far? What are your thoughts?
My thoughts is, again, this is still a competitive football game. It's still a lot of time. Look, you look at what Coahoma did last weekend, a big win. Okay, that shows me that's a young team that just won't quit. So Gulf Coast, they have to be ready for that. You can't lay down, and that's just a sign of a good conference when it's going to be competitive from beginning to end. And although they may be down 21 points at the halftime, look, that's only a couple possessions, and Coahoma does have a level of talent that can get them back in this game.
Absolutely. Week for week, it's like the SEC of JUCO more than anything else, and I don't like to take shots at other HBCUs. Have you ever seen an HBCU like this as a 2-year that plays in something tough like this?
Never. This is a very competitive conference from top to bottom. And not just football. I mean, when you look at basketball, baseball, softball, I mean, it just goes, across the board. Yesterday, I went and watched some soccer matches, okay? And you can see the level of competitiveness, okay? So when you see Coahoma being able to compete, as a HBCU community college, it's extremely impressive.
Exactly.
And they just, as a team, as a school, just have to continue to work on and build on what they did last weekend.
It's just like back in the day, Tennessee State playing in the Ohio Valley Conference more than anything. That's another HBCU that really played in rough competitions.
Right.
And, not too many them teams, but at the same time, we don't knock what all those programs do. They have great traditions in itself. But, it's a great achievement that HBCU is trying to push the barrier to try to get to the front more than anything else.
Right.
Coach, did I tell you? Go ahead, Steve.
Yeah, and I was going to say, look, that is a great indication when you look at your president and the commitment that he has to the institution and into athletics. So when you have that level of commitment, a lot of great things can happen. And I think you have a president there who is fully committed, and you've got some good young coaches who are working very hard at turning a program around and moving it forward. So I'm very impressed at the things that they've been doing.
Special shout out going to President Valmich Towner of Coahoma Community College, and I hope you're watching and everything. We'll give you a special shout out right now that he's doing the best he can and doing a good job of keeping Coahoma Community College on the map and trying to make it better. Mr. Steven, I tell you what, man, I thank you so much. I've been knowing you for a long, long time, Mr. Martin, and it's good to have you. Welcome to the MACJC officially, and especially after last week. It's just week 2, but hopefully Coahoma can make a comeback and try to come back and win this game. And, game's not over yet.
Yeah, no, definitely it has a lot of time, and like I said, I'm making my rounds, going to football games, going to soccer games, because I really want to see the full spectrum.
Right.
And I know at Coahoma you have, from what I understand, an outstanding homecoming weekend.
Oh my goodness, September 28th, if you can make it. Hey, I tell you, it's one of the most unique ones I've seen. I'm literally almost an hour 45 minutes away from New Orleans now here, but at the same time, it's a unique homecoming, man. This is my 3rd year, and it's amazing what they do down there in that community, and then not just in Clarksdale, but the whole Delta comes down for that homecoming, man. So I hope you can try to make it down if you got time.
I plan on being there, but that's another element that makes HBCU so special. Okay, homecoming. That's always a huge tradition amongst HBCU. So I'm glad to hear that Coahoma has carried forward that tradition, and I do plan to come down and be a part of it, because I would love to see it and feel it and really get the full experience of it.